big. Okay, so what we're going to do today is something, if anyone doesn't know, there's a YouTube user called Wayne the Woodturner. He's Wayne Clasper is his actual name. He's one of the UK turners who have done, they've done live shows all through COVID since they had to shut down. So there's like 3 or 4 of them. They rotate through, and they'll do lunchtime lives and 2-hour Saturday morning lives. But one of them is called Wayne Clasper, and he had this method he used for finishing called a water drop effect. Switch my camera around, show you some of the ones I've done. I think this is the one. Yes. So that's the effect he goes for. It's supposed to look like raindrops on the finished piece. And basically that's flat. There's no bumps other than maybe a coating of paint thickness. There's colors of them. That one's red, orange, and white. The purple one. And green one. So I just saw it as a neat effect. So I'm actually have one more. It's actually the first one I did. It's a blue one. Yeah. So it's a rather simple effect. It's mostly how you put the paint on and what paint you choose to use. I just wanted to show that a little bit. So what I'm going to start with, I have this piece of poplar, and I'm just going to turn what we could sit at the bottom of a bowl and put a tenon on here. So rest a little bit. Rest a little closer. It's about poplar. It cuts really easy. Or get out of your way real quick. So I'm just gonna put a quick bowl shape on here. Okay. Just pretend I signed this up to like 400 or whatever. A little bit tear out, but oh wait, I gotta get that tight finished. Yeah. And then the one thing I'm gonna do um, before I go further, I'm gonna seal this so that when I spray paint later, if anything gets on there, it doesn't really soak in. It's only on the surface. So let's see what's my sanding silver. This is depth sanding sealer thinned out 1-to-1 with lacquer thinner. But nothing special. Probably use shellac here if you wanted to. And again, you could finish this all the way if you wanted to, and then just mask it off. I haven't decided what the best way to do it is yet. This way I decided to start just doing it this way, and now I'll take a final cut on this and cut off any overspray. So turn it around in my chuck. This is just using a worm screw. Go into the hole, just a standard hole technique. A little smaller, but go with that. Any questions about the tenon or anything? I think we've done that several times, but you know, the tenon's not deep enough, it's not bottoming out on the chuck. So never want to bottom out. Okay, so we're gonna start working on this surface here, which is gonna be our painted surface. Now the UK guys, they like making these bowls with this little tiny divot out of the middle, which I don't know, I just never saw the use of those. So I'll probably make this into like a visual light or something with one of those candle holder type thing. What I'm thinking. So I'll keep probably like that much of the rim for the effect. So what I'm gonna do is just clean this up a little bit.
Tom,
Yep,
could you go to the tailstock camera?
sure. I handle. I've got too much of a dome on there. Because if you have too much of a dome, your water will just roll off. Careful. Dome. There. Okay. That's about all the cutting out we can be doing on this for now, but we'll get this set it up real nice. Where should I start? No, we'll start 80 just because.
So is the whole goal to get that smooth?
Yep, you want to get this nice and smooth. That's where we're going to be painting over top of this.
Tom, you're using Abernet?
I am. Yeah, I really like the Evernet. It doesn't gum up much of it does. You just give it a whack and put it back up. Not gonna worry too much about the edges. So I'm going to take another cut on this part of it to clean everything up. Poplar's a good for demo. I like poplar for demos because it's cut so easily. Stands up pretty for everybody with.
Was that a kiln dried piece?
Yeah, it was actually from Highland Hardwoods. They got it out their bargain bin. They had a big sale. I forget what it was. Yeah, even the church bin was got it. And the few times I bought wood, it's returning.
Hey, Ron, are you familiar with that concept? Buying wood?
I was gonna say, I know this guy that offers wood, but nobody ever seems to come and get any.
Next time I'm in Manchester, I definitely will. I haven't been there for a while.
Okay.
Try to avoid it. Awesome.
Ron, I'd like to come over and get some sometime.
Well, you're welcome to. I'm basically offering green wood for free.
Okay. So
I
that's where
will
we'll
be
stop.
over.
That's where we'll stop with the turning. That came up pretty nice. See if I can just grab some sand or that's okay. Now I definitely think masking the chuck is a good thing. I have a blue chuck now and the other bowl that's they didn't mask it.
Tom, this only works on semi-horizontal surfaces, correct?
Yes. Now supposedly people did this on like motorcycle gas tanks and things. So maybe there's ways to do it otherwise, but everything I've seen has been horizontal though. Just go up on the bowl a little bit.
Hey, Tom, can you go to the top view so we can see what you're masking?
Oh, okay. Actually, oh, that's true. That's the wrong one. That one. Basically, from my check as I'm masking, and I think I might just go a little bit up the bowl too, just because.
Yeah, but I don't need to right at the moment, but how do I do that? You're just getting an echo.
Someone's fitting back. Just save a little bit of cleanup later. Okay. I always forget if I use that nut or not. Okay. That's what we're going to start with for surface. And boards up so I don't end up spray painting my lathe too much. Or my computer. Okay. What colors do people want to do today? The idea is you have to pick 3 colors. A dark, a light color, like a medium light color, and a dark color that complements it, and then a white or really light color. So I have purples and red, orange, greens. Does anybody have any in blue? Do you have any
Thanks.
preferences?
I like sky blue pink.
Fuchsia.
Big help, guys. Big help. I do have sky blue. We'll do blue. So I use sky blue for the base and dark blue and I'll do this like off-white for the contrasting colors. Okay. So with this works, this all has to do with how you put the paint on, how it shadows the drop. So we'll start with just a basic cover on this. So it's light blue. Now I'm using Rust-Oleum gloss paint. Actually, one of them, the purple one, the undercoat was actually semi-gloss. So I just didn't notice it when I picked it up. I think the only real importance is you don't get something that's water-based. You need something that's not water, that won't run when you put the water on. So basically just want to do a nice even coverage with this medium color. I'll probably put a sealer on this, sinking in a little bit too much. Oh well. Yeah, sealer would have been a really good idea on this. See it soaking in green. So I'll just give it a couple minutes to semi-dry where it's soaking in.
You could turn it
So
off
you'd
and start
recommend-
all over again.
What's that?
You could turn it off and start over again.
That's true. Yeah, why don't I do that?
Really, I was only kidding.
You
Well,
won't end
maybe-
up with
well,
speckles on your
No,
face from flinging paint.
Yeah, I'll just put another coat on. Just give it a couple minutes to soak in.
Not to mention, you're gonna get it all over your beautiful gouge.
That's true. Yeah, the first one I did do sealer. Man.
Tom, what
One is too
sealer
much.
did you use?
I use Deft sanding sealer.
A spray or liquid?
Just in a can.
Okay,
I use this. I thin it 50%,
okay.
so it really soaks into the soft grain pretty well.
Now, couldn't you use that under what you're doing?
Yeah, that's how I usually do it underneath what I put that on
Okay.
first.
You didn't do it on the,
I forgot.
okay,
It's a jet lag. It's still here.
okay.
So I'm just gonna let this set up a little bit. Yeah, that's almost dry in the edge there.
Well,
I'm
Tom,
watching
you're probably
paint
the
dry.
only guy that's been on Zoom having 20 people watching paint dry.
Hey, I'm sure someone else has done it. I'm not the first. I've been in some meetings. It's like paint drying.
Ah.
Actually, I know what to do. Accessible. Got it somewhere. Here we go.
So what are you looking to accomplish right now? Are you waiting for the paint to dry?
No. So I'm gonna get a
A skin over
uniform.
it?
I just want to get a uniform painting job. See, right now it has there's these light parts.
Yeah,
Those aren't gonna work. So waters are gonna soak in there, so it's not gonna. You want to get a surface that the water's gonna beat on.
that's a heat gun?
That's a heat gun. Sets up a little bit. No, you're normally you can do this without paint drying. You just do one after the other, but unfortunately, getting the sealer is actually a big problem. I may actually go back and just turn that off. This isn't going on. Take off and then it's gonna fly. Also, I'm getting way too thick. It's not laying right. Wish me luck here. I'll be in trouble with the cat. She doesn't like the paint smell. She lets me know it too. Okay. Let's do a line of fire here. Okay. Looks pretty good. I'll just do a quick touch up. Go for the hardcore. Get through them real quick. Anybody's interested? It's a Harbor Freight drill. $35, I think it was last time I got it. Have to replace it every couple years because the bearings go, but yeah, it works great for this. $20 coming up.
Tom, is that the oversized paper from Woodturners Wonders?
This is from Vince's Wooden Wonders. So he was at a show I was at. And I bought a bunch of it then and still have it 2 years later.
So you changed, you have different backers for each grit?
Yeah, what is this is from Woodturners Wonders
Yeah,
mandrel system. But it's everyone has a little screw on it.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
bought 2 sets, and so I have enough for every grit.
Okay, I was talking about the paper itself, though. That looks like it's oversized paper.
They all hang over a little bit, even the Evernet. These the ones I buy are all about a eighth of or a quarter inch over. So, but it's not intentionally oversized. I didn't buy it.
Do you use Vince's green or blue paper?
Now this is green.
Have you ever used the blue?
No. Is that what you like?
I use them both. I like the blue on the higher grids.
No, I tried the green because he had it on sale.
Good reason.
So I grabbed a bunch of it. And
I don't know if you found it with the green, but if I found on the blue, if I skip a grit too much, if I skip like 2 or 3 grits, it'll leave some of the blue ink behind. It'll stay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to be careful and not skip grits. But that's come back to bite me a few times. Okay, so now we use sanding sealer. And I think I have it right over here anyhow. Let me grab it. So this is just a Def Lacquer sanding sealer. You can also buy just Def Lacquer and thin it out, maybe 3 or 4 to 1. It will probably be the same stuff. Sometimes it's easier just to buy it in the can. Put it on there. Then another one on.
You sand after that, or does it raise the grain at all?
I'll go over with 400 just to double check and make sure it didn't raise grain. Doesn't do too much. Depends on the wood, I think. It dries really fast. Like that's completely dry now on the surface. So a new habit.
Tom, because that dries so quickly, do you have to use any special precautions to keep the can from evaporating on you? Do you use black oxide or anything like that?
I haven't, but I go through it pretty quick. And the thing is, since I'm thinning it down anyhow, I just add more mineral spirits to it if I need to. 400 real quick.
I wonder if anybody else has experience with Delft drying out in the can.
You know what I tried is I turned the can upside down and don't allow any air in the can. That seems to help.
Okay.
I have some Deft brushing lacquer and it's, geez, the can's probably 3 years old and it's still in good shape.
Oh, good.
I don't have much left, but I've actually used it as a French polish.
On final coat here. Go. Okay. So hopefully this will burn better now.
So Jim, you made me think. I just went and looked at my can. It's a quart can, and it's about a quarter of an inch left in it, and it's still fine. And that can's probably 2.5 years old.
Both having the same issue. I don't know what's going on here. Now we'll just move forward with it like it is. Original one did not do this.
So the idea here is to get a nice even coat.
Yes,
That's the
Yeah.
theory behind it, right? Okay.
that's the theory. But it looks like I'm not gonna be able to do that tonight, so we'll just go on with what's there. And I'll try to work this out another way later.
Could it be the lights, the reflection you're seeing off the lights?
No, I mean, it's definitely, this is dull. It's, this is still soaking in. But even with 3 coats of sealer on it, so that's, yeah, that's puzzling. 'Cause, I mean, it's not like it's any weird grain or anything either, it's just.
Shellac might be a better option, Tom. You might give that a try at some point.
What's that?
Shellac might be a better option.
I don't understand the,
Shellac instead of the sanding seal.
oh,
use
shellac.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It'll seal it and provide a layer.
Yeah, the lacquer usually does that too, but we'll move forward like it is. The problem is, I think the waters are gonna soak in here instead of beating up. That's gonna be the upshot of this. We'll move forward like that. So anyhow, so we'll pretend that's a nice even coat there. The next step is when I put water on it. I just want to get different size drops. So I put some on like that and on like this. And this is where you get to see if your dome is a little bit too much, because then what happens is it just drips off the edges. Like that one. But you want to get the water to beat up like that. As much as your go. Okay, now what you want to do is take your dark color. You want to come at it at a real low angle. So you're basically painting the sides, those drops. So just. What will happen is that'll end up being your dominant color of the piece. And what you're gonna do is just rotate it 180 degrees. Then come at it with your white color. Again, down a nice low angle. Then as you turn it back, redo the dark color again, just so that's dominant. Go. Now what's going to happen is the water will evaporate and you end up with a flat surface, but the shadows will stay in there. So what I'll do is switch this out. And that takes a couple of hours for all that water to evaporate and for everything to go flat.
Now, Tom, the paint that's on the water,
Yeah.
does it end up adhering to the undercoat? Or do you have
Yes.
to use a clear over the whole thing in the end?
I use a clear on the whole thing over the end, just because there is a little bit of it's a little bit, you can feel the different paint thicknesses a little bit. So I would probably put a clear coat, see if I can just level that out a little bit more. So, but you probably don't have to. I mean, you could leave it as is. I mean, it's definitely durable enough.
So I look at the league's wood turning stuff quite often, and Charlie Sheaf has a platter kind of thing, and if I'm not mistaken, it has this finish on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Got all my cups mixed up.
Your lathe is still white.
Lathe is still white. I learned after the first one. Okay, so we're gonna go to this one now, which is actually the very first one I did. But you can see this one did pretty well. It has a little bit of runoff here. That's why I have low. Or don't make it a little bit too much. But so that's what it looks like once it dries out. I say, and it's definitely a flat surface, so you can do whatever. So I'm gonna put this on here.
It looks like it's a lunar surface.
Yeah, could look like that too. But no, I can put this on, and I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make one of those silly little English British bowls with a little cutout center there, because I think it's a little too big for a candle. I'm gonna go back on. I already finished the outside here. That's all. That's been sanded, recut and sanded and waxed. So I actually had a lot of drips on that side originally. But now yeah, let's do that to a little candy bowl or something. And then we'd first do all your sanding and finishing inside there. Shift to yeah. So then I'm gonna need to take the tenon off And for that, I probably would use my vacuum chuck. So that's what I'd try first. But the thing is, you want to leave a lot of rim because that's where the effect is. So anything, this little shallow candy dish or votive light or something like that is ideal for this project.
So Tom, what we use for finish in that little bowl?
I probably would use either. I'm going to top coat the whole thing with
With
like a
clear?
clear coat of some type. So I'd probably just let that go in there also.
And the
Yeah, I
same
probably-
finish on the outside? So you basically
Yeah.
spray the whole thing?
What are you spraying it with?
I'll probably cut it with some clear coat, like my Rust-Oleum clear coat. The same kind of enamel is on there. I'm not sure about this part. I've actually waxed this. I'm not sure that the clear coat would take onto there, but yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't thought that far ahead. It's supposed to be
It's a very
December's
nice
demo.
effect. It's a very nice effect.
Hmm. That's all. Like it gives you some bang, and it's fairly easy. I mean, for what you get, that's what I liked about it. And got a little bit of spray on my phone.
Now you have to be careful when you're sanding so you don't roll that edge at all.
Correct. Correct. So you want everything to be done. Yeah, I'm still getting the order down a little bit. Wayne basically did this whole thing and finished it with Hampshire sheen. So that when he said when he did the spray, he could just wipe it off. I wasn't that lucky. So I'm trying to find what the best way is to do with it, mask this off, or to just leave it unfinished until after you've done your painting. Because you could do it because you still have the screw center in there. So technically you could paint the top, put it back on the screw center, and do your back end. Then turn it back around to do whatever you're doing in the middle. Whether it's a candle or whatever. So, but that's what these little ones are going to end up being votive lights. So they were just done as demos real quick before I left the scene to make sure I could do this and get different colors. Okay, this one's green, then black and white on it. This one's a lavender, then dark purple and white.
Hey, they'd make nice lids for boxes.
They would. That's another use for them. This is like a metallic pewter on first, then black and white. And this is orange done first, then red, then white. So, but in any color combination you want, as long as you go by that, the medium, dark, and then the very light.
Tom, what did you do? Wipe out the local hardware store of all the Rust-Oleum colors?
I got about 7 of them, so there's still a lot more though. But yeah, just to make sure. I think gloss works the best because you want it's supposed to be wet, so it should be shiny. But like I said, the purple, actually the undercolor is a semi-gloss, only because I read the can wrong when I picked it up. But otherwise, I think a gloss probably works best. Switch back over to.
Thanks, Tom. That was pretty good.
Great project.
Yeah, I like those how simple it ended up being. I mean, it looks like you would have to work a long time to get that. Just doing the spraying at the right angle gives you the finish. So I guess you do it with an airbrush if you wanted to. But yeah, try it out. Try some different colors, different paints, and let me know what works. So, any other questions? No.
Again, you picked this up at Wayne the Woodturner, right?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Mhm.
So he's very prolific. I mean, he does 2-hour demos a couple times a week. But this is his raindrop effect. He's done this quite a bit. I think he has 3 or 4 YouTubes on him just doing this finish. Different. He almost always does blue though.
Looking at that, Tom, I guess your next project is going to have to be Yukabori.
Yukabori?
Mm.
What's Yukabori?
Oh, go look it up in the dictionary. UKIBORI.
Okay.
We're
It's
all
a-
in suspense, Jim.
You look it up, and if you have trouble, give me a call. It's an interesting process. I've seen it done a long time ago at one of the guild meetings.
Is that the burning?
No,
No, okay. No, there's some kind of Japanese burning finish that's going around.
this is a Japanese finish, but it's really ancient.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. Is that like you see at the fairs where they get the bottles of paint and they drip it on there?
No.
That thing splatters?
No. No. This is surface treatment of the wood.
I'm curious now. I'm going to look it up.
There you go. Okay. Challenge.
Okay.
Thank you,
So-
Tom. That was very
You're
interesting.
welcome.
Yeah, it was
You're
very
welcome.
good.
Thank you, Tom.
Really like the finish.
Mm.
Good job again.